your side. To glory, to glory, to glory. I will ride to glory, to sit down at your side.
Blessed we go down to the deep, southern pride's great last stand. Family divided, justice sweeps for what's right in the land. I will ride to glory, to glory, to glory. I will ride to glory, to sit down at your side.
Blessed we have to face the truth. Fist to fist makes war. Let's leave legacy for the youth. Peace like an eagle soars. I will ride to glory, to glory, to glory. I will ride to glory, to sit down at your side.
Visions entering. What will the future bring? Our lives collide. Will we find hope inside? Will we see the light of day? Night is gone, time to wake, to rise and see. The sun has come for you and me.
I will
The opening song to the show, Ride to Glory, is in a way like the perfect soundtrack to Taryn and I's journey. We hope to get to that final place, of having a show on Broadway. And we realized that this is just one of those steps. The journey itself, we started in 2015 with an idea.
I was asked by Richard Allen to join him as a piano player so that he could write a new musical that he was wanting to work on. About 1 or 2 sessions into playing piano for him, I realized it was something that I really wanted to be a part of it on a deeper level. I went back and started doing a lot of research, and that's how I joined the writing team for Freedom Writers.
By the smell of the fire burning deep inside of me, the smoke is rising higher and higher.
We had written a few songs, pop songs for artists, but they weren't like signature sounds. It was like, what was the best sound for that thing that we were doing? To start a musical was a whole different beast, especially since we're 2 San Diego guys that grew up in theater. I think we wanted to do something different.
We got it.
I think I was one of the first demo singers when this was all a brand new little baby just getting born. I'm in the studio right now with your dear friends Ricky and Taryn. What was the song again?
Come down to the river.
Come Down to the River for Freedom Writers. And I was like, dang! Patrick. Oh my gosh, Patrick. Holy cow.
I remember when it was just 4 songs, it was a skeleton, and now it's this full orchestrated, full voiced musical. It's a full production. It's really special to see a project like that grow from the beginning.
No change. Jail, no bail. Jail, no bail. Jail, no bail. Jail, no bail.
Shut up! I'm hollering and singing in here. This is not a playhouse. What are you gonna do? Put us in jail? Keep singing. I'll take your bits or what?
There was the original Nymph performance that happened in 2016, and that had like 35 cast members or something crazy like that. We were the biggest cast in Nymph.
That was the craziest thing we've ever done. Casting, musicians, printing, rehearsal studios, where to live, because we're from San Diego, but you got to go stay in New York. Some people that are promised to do certain things and come through did not come through. That kind of created a real bad situation for us. Taryn and I have like a very in-depth background in the church. And so for us, that was really important aspect of the show, because a lot of these folks were very religious in that time period. We imagined this song, Remember Me, as a prayer. We imagined that this mother, maybe even John Lewis's mother, seeing that burning bus, and all they could think about is, dear Lord, I hope my kid is okay. Whatever you do, Lord, remember me. Remember what I'm lifting up to you.
Remember me, Lord, remember me. If he endures through the night, leave them born, make it right. Oh Lord, remember me.
you gave us a promise, your mercies never end. It's the spirit of guidance, Lord, take care of him. So as I fall to my knees for my baby in prayer, deliver them there. I'm pleading that you remember me, Lord, remember me. Remember me, Lord, remember me. If he endures through the night, lead him on, make it right, oh Lord, remember me. Remember me, Lord, remember me. Remember me, Lord, remember me. If he endures through the night, lead him on, make it right, oh Lord, remember me.
What's left of the hope that's inside of my soul, to be safe over here but still choked by the smoke. I should have been riding with them, there by their side.
Lord, you gave us a promise, your mercies never end. It's a spirit of guidance, Lord, take care of them. So as I fall to my knees for them in prayer, deliver them there. I'm pleading that you remember me, Lord, remember me. Remember me, Lord, remember me. If we endure through the night, lead them on, make it right, oh Lord, remember me.
After what you experienced with NIMH 2016, and then they call you up and they say, hey, we want to offer you a development production. Do you in your right mind go again after what you experienced, what we experienced? I mean, I think at that point, we still owed folks money that we were paying out of our own pocket.
Richard says, hey, I think we need to do the 2017 production. And I was so against it. It was, we had a full on fight, I think, about going back the following year, putting ourselves through another year of stress, just to do it all again was awful.
One of the best dumb decisions we've ever made.
He was right about going back. We got to meet John Lewis during 2017 NIMH.
Being here, everything I thought was true.
I had a casting director actually reach out to a college professor of mine, saying that they were looking for people for this new musical called Freedom Riders at the NIMH Festival. Taryn accidentally told me that John Lewis was coming to a performance. I think Ricky wanted to wait a little bit, but Taryn said it. He was very excited, but he was very happy with it.
This is the real start of John Lewis's rise as a civil rights activist. Upside is basically him looking at the world that he wants and the world that he is in. The world will have to turn upside down for him to have it.
Is this who I really am? Is this who I really am? The moment I saw truth, I knew that in my youth, questioning everything I knew, blown away just by being here. Everything I thought was true, gone the moment fear came near. My world turned upside down from sky to ground, upside down, head to toe, here and now, turn inside out, up and down. Dreaming of a world soon where happy love can get us to the moon, knocked down off the ground. Love always existed upside down. I never thought it could be true. Hearts will be changed, they're changing. My world turned upside down from sky to ground, upside down, head to toe, here and now, turn inside out, up and down. My world turned upside down from sky to ground, upside down, head to toe, here and now, turn inside out, up and down. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Washing over me. And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Is this who I really am? Is this who I really am? Upside.
We've been lucky to like kind of be able to write songs and then bring in some really talented folks to sing them. And, it's kind of how we met a lot of our our talent, including Payson Lewis.
Richard and Taryn needed someone to come and sing a new demo for them, and I was fresh on the casting director's mind, so he gave me a call, and I went over the next night, recorded the song in Taryn's bedroom, and the next night we filmed a music video, and I've been with the show now for over 4 years.
We'll Get There is a super important song for me. It's an ally song. I don't know if we get a lot of ally songs, but also I don't think we're supposed to get a lot of ally songs. It is really awesome to have an opportunity to show the place that someone who's white can be proud of in the movement.
John Seigenthaler, the assistant to Robert Kennedy at the time, he kind of became the liaison between the Justice Department and the Freedom Riders. I don't know if Robert Kennedy would have got there as fast as he did if there weren't folks like John Seigenthaler within his circle. We really wanted to give him a song that kind of really looked at the vision of what the world could be and what he was fighting for.
I think it gives people opportunities to see themselves in those moments and what they can also be a part of.
Nothing ever happens if I choose to be. Nothing in this lifetime. Change begins with me, 'cause nothing's ever happened without the will to be. More than just reaction, I dream. Slowly moving forward, things I haven't seen. I begin to wonder, what help can I be? If nothing ever happens, maybe I'm to blame. If nothing ever happens, no change. I look down the road ahead. Justice is standing there. Brown curls, a brown skin girl. Oh, with stars in her eyes, of dreams that take flight. Her truth is our light. It gives blind the sight.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight as we present the music from Freedom Riders, the civil rights musical. My name is Bryn Williams, and I play Diane Nash. I'm so sorry I can't be there with you in person tonight. I'm in SpongeBob SquarePants the musical on Broadway, and my stage managers have informed me that I've used up all my personal days, so here we are. But don't worry, my friends and castmates are some of the most talented people to ever walk the planet. You're in for such a treat tonight. So let's get started.
Waking by the smell of fire, burning deep inside of me. The smoke is rising higher and higher. It's getting harder and harder to breathe. Feel it, embrace it, fan all the flames. I walk the fire, I'll face it, and I believe you do the same. For the sake of the children, brother, for the sake of the child, for the sake of our freedom, sister, till it flows like a river of love. For the sake of the cause. Walking in the wake of giants as the waves rise over me. Like David as he's facing Goliath, finding strength inside his peace. Hope that's contagious, broke through the pain. Redeeming love that changed us, and for you it do the same. For the sake of the children, brother, for the sake of the child, for the sake of our freedom, sister, till it flows like a river of love. For the sake of the call. Rain down upon us, bringing life to this deserted land. Rain down upon us, give us hope so we believe again. Rain down upon us, bringing life to this deserted land. Rain down upon us, give us hope so we believe again. Rain down, rain down, rain down, rain down. No, for the sake of the children, brother, for the sake of the child,
2019, we kind of needed to focus on other creative things and not so heavily on Freedom Riders. We have been talking about a Bayard Rustin musical. Taryn had read this book and was super passionate about the story. So we started to explore what that would look like. What was that story?
I wrote the book on this line, Black Excellence. You don't get to where I'm at, that's all. My plans in action, I'ma do what it costs. What's the difference? We're all the same. We're cut from the same cloth, uniquely made.
I think by working on Bayard, we truly understood not only what we were capable of as writers, but what we added to the cacophony of musicals.
Contagious, broke through the pain. Redeeming love, it changed us.
When you're doing bio, people that lived before, you're not privy to every conversation that they had, and there's some times where you're just imagining, what did they talk about? Here I am trying to imagine John Lewis and Diane Nash, who were friends at that time, and having a conversation. And you're going, how can these big icons ever be in the same place?
John Lewis said about Diane Nash that she was the wind behind the wings of the Freedom Riders movement. And that was a lot of the inspiration for the lyrics that we came up with for You Are the Wind. When we were having a conversation with her, she told us, how beautiful it was that we had created sort of that moment, and how honored she was to be considered the wind behind the wings of the movement. And we told her that wasn't actually us, that was John Lewis who said that about her, and she didn't know that. So that was such a cool, unique moment to share that piece with her about something that a friend of hers had said and had carried all these years.
What can we do without you? Where can we go unless you light the way, Diane? When you're the wind, hate breaks against you, it crumbles. When you're the wind, with the wind at our back, we'll win. Light shows us the way, day after day, thunder and roar, we'll reach the shore. Darkness will break, our hope awakes. You are the wind, hate breaks against you, it crumbles. You are the wind, and with the wind at our back, Diane, our foes will know they're in trouble, and with the wind pushing at our back, we'll win. take control, let it blow like a storm almighty. And I know there's a fight, but I know that you're right behind me. Let the wind take control, let it blow like a storm almighty. You're the wind,
I am the wind.
They break against you, they crumble.
I am the wind, and with the wind at our backs, we will.
What can we do without you?
Tell them something.
Whether you stand,
Tell them something.
whether you should.
Oh, I forgot I sing that one now.
Tell Them Something is a song that I last sung years ago and has been just in a million different hands throughout these million different casts. The character Joe Perkins has just set up a shoe-in. So instead of like a lunch counter sit-in, he made it his goal to desegregate the first shoe shine chair. He comes in to rile up all his friends to encourage them that no matter what your protest is, find a protest and go with it full-heartedly.
Listen here, brethren, progress waits for no man, whether you sit, stand, or chew it. With body and soul, tell them something. We gotta take action. Move your feet. Put one shoe in front of the other. With each step we'll get a little further. Gain traction till we're free. Why just move while standing still? Walking while we run uphill. Whether you sit, tell them something. Whether you stand, tell them something. Whether you shoot, tell them something. Something's better than nothing. You better tell them something. Let's get traveling to the south. Segregation waiting there, straight into the demon's lair. We have rights as citizens that we deserve to live. We can no longer be happy with what they give. Whether you sit, tell them something. Whether you stand, come on, tell them something. whether you shoe in.
Tell them
Something's better than nothing. You better tell them. Sweet da da dee da, sweet da 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 da, sweet da da dee da yeah. Dee ba dum dee da dum dee ba dum dee da dum do. Whoa, something's better than nothing. You better tell them something. Something's better than nothing. You better tell them something. Oh,
something's better than nothing. You better tell them something.
You better tell them
something's better than nothing.
You better tell them. Can't waste no time. We can't waste no time. No, we can't. No, we can't. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. You better.
Something's better than nothing.
You better tell them.
Something's better than nothing. You better tell them something.
Whether you see it,
tell them something.
Whether you stay,
tell them something.
Whether you choose,
tell them something.
Something's better than nothing. You better tell them something.
Whether you should.
I think it's undercut.
It's what?
For me, it's a little bit the texture because of the way they brine it.
Eventually, I am. But.
So let that feel like we are actually holding it longer than it's what it's written.
The trip to Alabama was pretty incredible. These photos that you see of the bus burning and things, to be there and to see it and to hear it and to smell it, it really puts it into a cool perspective, or a new perspective. We got to go to a high school. I was super excited about that. We all got to sing some freedom songs together, and to have, several generations of people singing all those freedom songs together just goes to show that the words, and the music stand the test of time, and they will continue to do so.
How many people can say that they've gone to Alabama and sang on a bus that was a bus that Freedom Riders rode on, So it's been an honor and a privilege, and, I don't want to give that up.
Wrestling for freedom and unity. We do it peacefully. Multiple angles but symmetry. Same direction. You know the reason you took this ride. Let that tackle the fear inside. Take up your cross, rider, take up your cause. Ride on to glory. Ride on, answer the call. Ride on, don't get off track. Get back and ride on. Let them say free by 63. We choose today to make history. If you're not willing to die for this, What good is life if not living for it? We will stand in love, and we'll sit in love, and we'll ride on to glory, glory. So no matter what, yes, no matter what, ride on to glory. Ride on, answer the call. Ride on, don't get off track. Get back and ride on.
Changes are coming, changes are coming. We are the change about to come.
Changes are coming, changes are coming. We are the change about to come. Changes are coming, changes are coming. We are the change about to come. Changes are coming, changes are coming. We are the change about to come. We will stand in love, and we'll sit in love, and we'll ride on to glory, glory. So no matter what, yes, no matter what,
Ride on to glory. We will ride to the call. Answer the call.
We will ride,
Changes coming. Ride on to glory. Answer the call. I will
I know in doing this, a lot of people just thought this was our hobby. You get the very passive aggressive comments. We were faced with a lot of disbelief in what we were trying to do. Especially in the beginning when we started. When we first started, we heard a lot of, that's not how you do things in theater. You guys can't do it that way. Why do you want to make white people feel bad? There should be only one person's story. Maybe it should be called a Diane Nash story. You're always trying to find the inspiration for continually going forward. And for us, we know where this show belongs and where it's supposed to go. So it became about putting this record together. How do we put this record together? With lots of prayer. Which is why I think Come Down to the River is such a important song. It really is a prayer. When you feel not heard, when you feel tired, when you feel hurt, that you can come down to the river.
In the dark, a poor man cries, lifting voice, Lord, to the sky. His love, it magnifies. He says, come to the river and rest. Come to the river and pray. Come down to the river. Come down to the river. Come down to the river and find rest. Rest. his eyes. He sees our truth. With his ears he hears our cries. He hears our cries. Oh, he said, come down to the river to love. He says, come down to the river. Oh, come on down. Come down to the river. Come on down. Come down to the river and find rest. He set my feet upon the rock. I taste the goodness of his word. I saw the Lord, he answered me. He says, come down to the river and rest. Come to the river and pray. Come down to the river. Come down to the river. River. Come down to the river. Oh, and find rest. Oh, come on down to the river. Come down to the river. Oh, and he'll wipe every tear. Come down to the river. Oh, and find rest. He said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. He said, be the new life. He said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. Give the waters might. Oh, he said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. Oh, he said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. He said, be the new light. Come down to the river. Come down to the river. Find rest. Come down to the river. Oh, and find rest. Rest.
In the dark, a poor man cries, lifting voice, Lord, to the sky. His love it magnifies. He says, come to the river and rest. Come to the river and pray. He said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. He said, be the new life. He said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. Give a might, yeah. Be the new life. He said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. He said, be the new life. He said, let there be light. He said, call darkness night. He said, give waters might. He said, be the new light. Come down to the river.
I'm in Studio West right now in San Diego. Thanks for having us. It's been just a very, very intense 3 weeks. Pre-production, production, and then you get into the post. Once everything is recorded, once everything's in the can, then you mix and master and make this album by November. You know, that's a little over a month.
My favorite thing that I get to sing in the show is actually Dear Lord, because I just feel like, I'm in a church, on a boat. I'm on a church boat. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Let's just tell about this song. And it goes like this. Basically, the writers were with Martin Luther King Jr., and they're all talking. You know, this is an opportunity for them to get him to kind of put himself on the line with them, you know, to go on the bus, because that would be a huge statement. He basically said, you know, his time at Golgotha was not now. Everyone was taken back by that, all the students. Because in their head, he was comparing himself to Jesus.
We really wanted to make this something that could be performed without the use of any instruments or staging. And because of that, you have just the vocals of the agitated youth with the stomps.
Lord, danger is on the way to freedom. Gotta risk it all so the change comes. I'm no longer bound by the Lord's sound.
Justice shall meet Jim Crow face to face. What's the point to march if marching in place?
If you ask us, you need to get on the damn bus.
Moses set his people free, pulled them on to victory. Where is he? Oh, where is he, dear Lord?
Where's your walls, oh Jericho, filling strong through faith alone? Do you believe the Lord? Lord, 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 yeah, yeah.
What's one more night behind prison bars? It's the risk we take to make freedom ours.
We've been doing 17-hour days in San Diego, nonstop. The day after we finish, we drive back to LA, we pack, and the next morning we're on a flight to New York. And we decide that we're gonna do everything within 4 days.
It's kind of a miracle that everything has been done as well as this. Everyone's really, got their A game on for having very little sleep and getting a lot done.
Yeah, we went to Staples, y'all, and this is some thick.
We're here in New York recording this. Right up the street are the theaters. There's no time better than now to relive this story from the 60s, which is still alive and very much in flux today.
Why don't you care? Why don't you care? Why don't we care? Why don't you care? Why don't you care? Why don't we care? I look down the road ahead. Justice was standing there. Brown curls, a brown skinned girl.
I recorded every note in this show for myself without my pants on. It is hot and it is humid. Kept me cool throughout the session.
One thing is left, a black man's pride, the white man's theft can never hide.
I kind of have a couple of favorite songs in the show. If I'm saying for which one I'm singing in, I love
Nothing, Nobody. Nothing, nobody. Ain't me nobody. Ain't me nobody.
We were bound on ships, invisible and stolen. Long and fateful trip to a land beholden. One thing is left, a black man's pride, the white man's theft can never hide.
What can slow us down?
Nothing, nobody.
Who's got you bound?
Nothing, nobody.
What makes you weak?
Ain't me nobody.
So rough you can't speak?
Ain't me nobody.
Which of you pain?
Nothing, nobody.
Extinguishing flames?
Nothing, nobody.
And are we done?
Ain't me nobody.
Who's gonna run?
Ain't me nobody.
They say hold your tongue, hold your mind. You can't be nobody, you don't know your life. And all that's left, a black man's pride, the white man's theft can never hide. Hide.
When you have faith, hold on for change.
I will never let go.
See that it's done. Run, river, run.
I will never let go.
Take up your cross. Remember the loss.
I will never let go.
These are the times. Don't pay your fine.
Yeah, we're never gonna pay.
Come down to the river. Come down to the river. Come down to the river and find rest. Rest.
Come down to the river.
Nothing, nobody.
Who's got you bound?
Nothing, nobody.
And are we done?
Ain't me, nobody.
Who's gonna run?
Ain't me, nobody.
The police brutality is horrendous, but it's what's been going on for centuries. That's never stopped. When people on the TV are talking about, are these police shootings racially motivated, you know, it would be funny if it wasn't tragic, because it just shows a gross ignorance of history. I think the young people are on the right track. They understand they have to take matters into their own hands. I worry about their not being firm, about not tolerating violence.
I got to speak to Miss Diane Nash, and she is just incredible. She never stopped fighting. She still advocates for people to this day.
She still has a really great understanding of what it takes in order to do nonviolent direct action. I think she speaks to truth with lots of love and wisdom. And I think it was important for us to really have her character have a really strong arc and message within the show. Here she is, this young woman having to watch her friends put their lives on the line while she organizes them, but she has to watch it from this weird vantage point. I can't imagine everybody walked into these moments exactly as they are. We always grow in this time. We always learn. And I think right here, you have a moment for Diane Nash where she rises up.
What can we do without you? Where can we go unless you light the way? Diane,
You are the wind. They break against you, they crumble.
They crumble.
And with the wind at our back,
We're gonna win. Where can we go unless you light the way?
and I know there's a fight, but I know that you're right behind me. Let the wind take control, let it blow like a storm almighty. Push us aside and we will finish this ride, no matter the cost. Someday you'll see a place for you and me that can't be lost. Remember to stand tall when we're called. Stand tall through it all. We're gonna rise up.
John Lewis came to the show, I got like a private moment with him. He told me a story about him in his backyard, preaching to his chickens, because that was only creatures who would listen to him. And that's sort of like where he got his start preaching and being an activist. And that was really special. Getting to perform a role for somebody live, that's there. I've never done that before. I mean, every moment, every move I made was like, does John Lewis approve of this move? Is he okay with me walking like this? Is he okay with me hitting this note like that? So it's a very cerebral experience. It's been a gift to continue finessing and fine-tuning and finding a more appropriate and better version of John Lewis.
We were put here to stand for those with less. We were put here to put hand to the test. We were put here to clean up all this mess. We were put here for more. What's the use of rights if they are not right at all? What's the use of a fight if the fighting is always wrong? I choose to right the wrongs. I choose to fight for all. It doesn't matter to me if you are black or white. It only matters to me if the hand is not dealt right. It's true, we're all the same. It's true, you can make your way. I know we'll get there eventually. Don't stop, don't hold back, oh destiny. If I can stop time from catching me, what will it look like next century? I was put here to stand for those with less. I was put here to put hand to the test. I was put here to clean up all this mess. I was put here for more. What's the use of rights if they are not right at all? I choose to fight for all. I've always known that we are built the same. I will show you how to love this way. Just take a step and you will realize you're so much more in my eyes.
I really just love Entering. I think it's such a pretty duet.
Knock, knock, but the door won't open.
It's just every time I hear it, I'm like on the edge of my seat.
Entering takes the cake.
The harmonies are perfect.
The vocals are slamming.
The harmonies in it are very tight, and It's very emotional and it spans a wide vocal range. So that one is really challenging just to nail everything down.
They rode ahead, keeping our dreams alive. If this door's our dead end, how can that dream survive? All that I've seen, all that we are, carry on the dream, oh, take it far. One giant leap for all mankind. Now is the time. Knock, knock, but the door won't open. Tick tock till the lock is broken. I won't stop until we're entering. A talk talks of aspiration. A walk walks to inspiration. Let's walk until we're entering.
All that I've seen, all that we are, carry on the dream, oh, take it far. One giant leap for all mankind. Now is the time. Knock, knock, but the door won't open. Tick tock till the lock is broken. I won't stop until we're entering. Talk talks of aspiration. Walk walks to inspiration. Let's walk until we're entering. Until we're entering. Drowning in the water, held down by its heavy fold.
Caught behind a floodgate for a lever to be pulled. Once the door is swung back, there's a river that will run.
As we enter in, hold on. Knock, knock, but the door won't open. Tick tock till the lock is broken. I won't stop until we're entering. A talk talks of aspiration. A walk walks to inspiration. Let's walk until we're entering. Until we're entering. Until we're entering.
This is our first musical, you know, figuring out how to tie up a musical and create a finale And what does a finale look like? Is it big? Is it large? Is there a moment where there's a button and the lights go out? Like, what is this emotion for? How do you end a musical? Dream is special. The song starts in this very thoughtful, mature moment, you know, where you're looking at what is the legacy that we have created. Do we get to ever see that legacy? To be a part of something and to know that you're going to have to continue in the fight forward, but to also celebrate the accomplishments that you have seen so far.
Black, white, Asian, Latino, Catholic, Christian, evangelical, Jewish. I mean, they were everything. Everything. I think that's the most remarkable thing about the Freedom Rides versus any other thing in civil rights history. I imagine at that moment, when they won, when the Interstate Commerce Commission came back and said, hey, South, you can't do that anymore. I can imagine that all these young folks and older folks finally said, oh, we can change the world. And if we can do that, what will this world look like tomorrow? What is that dream?
My hope is that when people watch Freedom Riders, they are inspired to be the change, be the difference.
Get up and get active. Not only look and see, wow, what an incredible thing these people did.
I hope it motivates people to realize that change is tangible and available.
There's no room for silence anymore.
This kind of story is so important because of 2020 in the summer of that, all that stuff that happened in the protests. It just shows us that we need to be better. Just plain and simple.
Everyone out there, I want you to come join me on the bus because we are going to go on a journey and you don't want to miss it.
Get on the bus.
Get on the bus.
Get on the bus.
You better get on that bus.
Get on the bus.
Get on the bus.
Get on the bus.
Get on the bus. Get on the bus.
Get on the bus.
Get on the bus.
Get on the bus. We're taking a ride.
A vision's entering, past the present and the future meet, all collide. Look, we have found hope inside. You see the light of day. Dream is done. Time to wake, rise and see. The sun has come for you and me.
The journey starts right here, right now. No one shows you how. We learned from our mistakes. The here is here, the now is now. Believe you'll show yourself somehow. We don't have to wait.
Future times will know the day when love made peace answer hate. Watch us ride. Freedom's arms are open wide. I find that I can't sleep at night, traveling down freedom's main line. No life for the weary. Bring only what you can carry. The
sleep at night, traveling its main line, but then comes the day.
Freedom rides to glory.